So what is the one thing that I would do differently if I were to do graduate school once again? What is the thing that would improve my experience back then? Having received my PhD over 20 years ago, and now training a number of graduate students myself, I have to say that there are some things I would do differently if I were to go to grad school again. But among all the things that I would possibly change, one thing stands out, namely that I would try to get my PhD faster. I did my PhD at Berkeley, and in total it took me 7 years. I already had an MA degree before that, but coming to Berkeley I did another MA and then went on to the PhD, and the whole process took me 7 years. For the last year of those 7, I wasn't actually physically in Berkeley. For 6 months, I was working at a tech company at the Silicon Valley, and for another 6 months, I was substitute teaching at UC Santa Barbara. And I essentially wrote my dissertation in the last year. But if I were to do it again, I would not do these last 2 gigs, but simply focus on writing and completing my dissertation a year earlier. And it's interesting that at the time, this didn't even occur to me. I was simply in this graduate student mode, and I was busy with the many things happening in my own life. So I would not call this a mistake, and it was not a big deal, but if I were to do it again, I would definitely try to finish earlier. And thinking back at those times, I did not actually consider finishing the degree as an objective. I did not see my life in Berkeley as a temporary stage leading up to something else. It developed into its own form, and now I think I should have looked at it as a temporary thing, and I should have kept my eye on the objective, that is, finishing and getting a degree. And that probably would have helped me to leave a year or a year and a half earlier. And don't get me wrong, I do think that staying in graduate school has its benefits, and you keep learning even if you're there for 8 years or 9 years. But no matter how long you stay there, you will still have things to learn in your new job. So you might as well accelerate this and just start a new job where you would learn new things. So the process of finishing graduate school does not mean that you know everything you need to know or you should have learned. Of course, there are a lot of things you don't know. But if you get a postdoc fellowship or a teaching position, you would still be learning. And this process of learning will go on hopefully for many years, because that's how you develop as a person and as an academic. Okay, so let me know what you think about this. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.